Alright guys, so today is March 4th, and of course we have a new ride at Hollywood Studios today, Mickey's Runaway Railroad. Formerly that ride was the Great Movie Ride, and they have completely redone it and changed it. We're going to get you on that ride right now and give you our thoughts on what we thought they did right and what they did wrong, and some tips and tricks you guys might want to know. Please hit that like and subscribe button for me guys, and let's get into it right now. Alright guys, this is your pre-ride spoiler. So in just a second, the actual full ride video is going to start. So if for any reason you didn't want to see this ride video, now is the time to skip forward to the video. If you skip to 6 minutes and 33 seconds, you will completely miss the ride and move on to the tips and tricks section of the ride video. Thanks for watching.
Ready for a relaxing ride around the park? Hi, folks. How do you do? Hey, Mickey. Sure you take good care of our friends. Yeah, better wait. What could possibly go wrong? Oh no! I must have hit that track switch. Wait! This is all my fault. Oh no! Minnie, let's get that runaway train.
Don't be shy. That's right. Everyone to your positions. Ready, and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Oh, excellent. You're all waltzing so beautifully together. Now, let's color.
Well, that concludes my guided tour. Hope you had a relaxing ride around the park, and thanks for sticking with me. Hey, picnickers! Told you nothing was gonna go wrong.
Nothing can stop us now. I'm so finally there. We've had one crazy round. All
What's this lever do? Here we are, back in the barn. Remember to gather up all your personal belongings, take your small children by the hand, and watch your step as you exit my train. Come back and see me again real soon, okay? So long!
All right, so let's talk about the line. The line today was really long, so while you guys were probably sleeping, we ran over and checked this out for you guys so you guys know what to expect. So the main line kind of weaved down by Sunset Boulevard, kind of near Tower of Terror and stuff like that. And then it went all the way to the Chinese Theater. At one point it was a little over 300 minutes. Seemed to kind of die down and hang around that 120 to like 160 minute range. A lot of people were saying though, even though with 120 minute wait time posted, it did not take them 120 minutes to get into the ride. So if you have a DAS or disability pass, you can use this on that ride. It's a normal type of ride. It's not a boarding group ride, nothing like that. So what we found the easiest way to do it was to go to a guest experience team member in the morning and just talk to them, tell them you need a DAS, and they will give you a return time for that, no issue, and get you on the ride without having to stand in the line, obviously. If you don't know how DAS works, I'll do a DAS video for you guys too. The ride itself is about 5 minutes, 4 to 5 minutes. There's a quick movie before you get loaded into the ride, and it kind of stages you into like 3 different waiting areas. So basically, you have a waiting area as you're waiting to get onto the ride where the movie is. Then in the movie, you get done with that, and then you get to another line, and then they stage you into carts. All in all, getting into it and getting onto a cart didn't take that long. It wasn't too bad. The ride is way faster than the Great Movie Ride, as I stated before. I was very impressed with how it moved. It made you feel a lot more engaged, and you kind of didn't know what was going to happen next. So you were definitely had that thrill type factor to it, although it is not a thrill ride. So speed-wise, I'd say it's like 2 to 3 times faster than the Great Movie Ride originally was. Anybody can ride this as far as height requirement goes. There is no height requirement, so you can take children, whatever, anybody. As far as being able to get on it with back or neck or anything problems, that's not going to be an issue. Fitting into the ride will not be an issue. It's a simple lap bar. The ride vehicle is very similar to how it was in the Great Movie Ride, so none of that should be an issue. Like I said, as far as the ride goes, a lot of cool technology. There's obviously air and wind blowing on you. There's all kinds of stuff going on around you. It's very immersive. When you get into the rooms, there's like different rooms where the ride takes place. That is very cool. Like different stuff's happening all over the place, and it was just a very cool, what I consider kids ride. There's not a lot of family rides at Hollywood Studios. I feel Hollywood Studios is more of an adult park, so this is kind of awesome to be able to have another ride for children or kids. Kids are really, really going to like this. It's one of those rides that they're going to get a big kick out of, so I'm very happy to see that. I think Disney did a great job on this. The ride's on a trackless system. It's very smooth. I will tell you this, if you're trying to save yourself a little bit of time, just take your hat and sunglasses off now, because they are going to ask you when you get into the ride to do that, just like they do in Rise of the Resistance. And the reason for that is because if something falls on the track, it takes a long time for them to get the ride back up. So as you guys probably already know, with Rise of the Resistance, it goes down a lot. And the reason why it goes down a lot, or some of the reason why it goes down a lot, is because of debris on the track. This will be the same thing, so expect some delays on this ride. It will go down from time to time. So I love the Great Movie Ride just for the ride part of it, going through all the cool movies and seeing all that stuff. I really like that. But as far as the ride being a thrill ride or just a cool ride for kids. It just wasn't that. This is much better. Kids are gonna love this. We took my 5-year-old on it. He really thought it was cool. It's really neat. There's stuff going on all around you. It's very interactive for children and stuff like that. So it does not have that nostalgic feel like Great Movie Ride did. It also doesn't have live characters like the Great Movie Ride did. And that was one of the things I was a little disappointed in, because I really liked the interaction between the team members of Disney that were part of the Great Movie Ride and being on the ride, because I felt like it was different every time. This is more automated like Rise of the Resistance is, so it's going to be the same pretty much every time you go. So that was a little disappointing. I actually like things to be a little bit different sometimes, so I think Disney did a great job on this. I don't think you'll be disappointed with this ride. If you are a huge fan of the Great Movie Ride, this ride might be kind of disappointing to you, because it's not the Great Movie Ride. It's not supposed to be the Great Movie Ride. It doesn't look like the Great Movie Ride. It doesn't feel like the Great Movie Ride. It's not the Great Movie Ride. So, all right, guys. So the ride, pretty awesome. I think you guys are really gonna like it. I hope you get on it. Give it a shot. I don't think it's one that you're gonna want to miss. We wanted to try to get a boarding pass this morning. If you guys haven't seen my other videos on how we got boarding pass number 4, check that out. I'll put a link to it in the description here. Today we went over, we said, hey, we're gonna try to get a boarding pass, and then we're gonna get on Mickey's Runaway Railroad, and we had some other stuff that we wanted to do. So we got over, we used my tips and tricks from Rise of the Resistance, and we were able to get boarding pass, or boarding group number 13. So boarding group number 13, we were able to get on the ride first thing. I think we were on right around 9 o'clock. We were kind of walking into the ride. So right around 9 o'clock with boarding group 13. So if you guys haven't seen my other videos, we have got boarding group 4, we have got boarding group 5, we have now got boarding group 13, and we have some other boarding groups that were further. We had 40, we've had 80, and 109 and 119, I think. We've been on it 8 times now, and every time we've been over, we've been successful at getting a boarding group. So if you want to see the tips and tricks videos on how to get a boarding group, check that out. I'll have a link here, and I'll have a link at the end of the video. That way you guys can check that out. Yes. Thank you so much.